Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. Ms. Omar, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
It's good to see you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you so much for joining us. I got a little jealous about everybody thanking you for coming to their district, so we should soon see you in CD5. I wanted to talk a little bit about the rise in targeting and harassment of students on campus that are protesting against the genocide that's taking place in Gaza, including Jewish students, Black, Brown, Arab, and Muslim students. Emotions and fears are running high as students of all backgrounds say they are fearful of escalations of anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and bigotry. My office has received countless stories from Jewish students, Arab students, Muslim students who have been targeted, harassed, and alienated on campus just because they are standing against the genocide that's happening in Gaza. I know that you've been meeting with students, parents, and leaders. Is there something that you can share with us about the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia on college campuses?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. You know, when I hear from students and families directly, they're scared. They're scared. You know, safety on campus is something that they don't feel like they should compromise or, you know, we strongly condemn any acts of violence or discrimination on campus. We've been very clear about that. But what I'm hearing from families is, you know, that they're scared, that children are having to hide symbols of their faith on their way to class so that they're not targeted. That to me is, you know, as a father and as an educator, something that I stand against.
I know that the administration has condemned a lot of speech on campus. What I have not heard be condemned is statements like kill all Muslims, kill all Arabs, level Gaza. Do you condemn those kind of comments?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Will you give your commitment to this committee and the American people that the department will investigate complaints of Islamophobia, anti-Palestinian, anti-Arab, and anti-Muslim discrimination?
Yes.
Thank you. What additional support could Congress provide for you to be able to ensure robust oversight and investigation and accountability is carried out?
Well, thank you for that. We're asking for a $22 million increase in our budget. We were flat funded last year. In 2009, we had 58 more investigators and a third of the cases that we have today. In 2019, there were 10,000 cases a year. 2021, 22, there were 19,000. The increase is extremely high. We need additional investigators to close out these cases and make sure we're providing support to our students.
Do you have an idea of the number of cases that are pending at the moment?
We have 145 cases on shared ancestry open.
On college campuses?
On college campuses, yeah.
I want to pivot. Last time you were here, I asked you about the Mohela frustration that a lot of borrowers were experiencing, feeling like their rights were being violated. We talked about how concerned I was about renewing their contract. I know that the department has done some work in taking some of the cases off. It seems like that you all are going through some processing pauses as the transition happens. How are you ensuring that the borrowers do not have an interruption as the transition and the pause continue?
Sure, thank you for that. And let me just go back to, we have 145 open cases, 100 cases since October 7th, and they may include K-12, but 100 cases since, and I believe those are college. I can get that information to you. We are transitioning some cases, as Mohela requested, to other servicers. We're communicating with borrowers to try to minimize disruption for public service loan forgiveness.
Okay. And I'm wondering how the department is planning to make sure those that remain with Mohela are able to receive a better service.
Well, look, I think part of fixing the broken higher education system is making sure that we're looking at it from the perspective of the consumer. We need to improve student borrower services, really. And part of that, a lot of the work that we're doing at FSA and just contracting is to improve services. we're also holding folks accountable, all servicers, and there have been payments that we've withheld because the services weren't great to our borrowers. So we are holding them more accountable, and we're providing more resources. And as you mentioned with Mohila, we're moving some cases over at their request to make the process smoother for our borrowers.
Wonderful. Thank you. I yield back.
Thank you.
Thank you.